Brother, oh man, it's the end of 2025. What a year it has been. Golly. Anyways, I guess I'm just doing this now, like every year, whatever. We talk about the year again, just how everything went. I've been doing this for the past like 2 years now, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I don't have much of a script or anything. I'm just gonna be winging it a bit. Just kind of talking about when we going through the year, just kind of talking about like YouTube stuff, about other like online stuff, as well as some IRL stuff. Yeah, I don't know. This year's been really freaking weird, dog. It's been a roller coaster of a year. Plenty of highs, plenty of lows. It's been eventful. It's been quite exciting, even. Um, but you know, I don't know. There's been a lot of milestones hit this year, a lot of achievements. A lot of cool things with like friends and all that. But there's also just been a lot of like really tough challenges in terms of just mental stuff, and also just dealing with some situations and this and that. Like, it's been a weird year. Not all of it's been bad, obviously. There's been again like a lot of good stuff, but yeah, I don't know, it's just been a mess. I'm kind of glad it's over, and I'm hoping next year will just be calm, you know. Or, maybe just have next year be nothing but cool stuff. That'd be great. But, we'll see about that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just kind of... I'm on my channel, like, on my creator page, I guess. Talk about, like, my YouTube studio. Talk about, like, just kind of, I guess, go through the year, different videos, and just kind of talk about stuff that happened during the year. Yeah. I will be bringing up some, like, drama, some other situations that have happened this year. Especially towards like the second half of the year. I'm gonna try not to go into too much detail, considering a lot of this stuff I've covered already in other videos. I'll probably just leave links to like videos that go into more detail on some stuff. Especially since a lot of some of these situations are kind of stuff where it's like not really worth bringing back up. And then there's also situations where I could definitely like go on a tangent and kind of go off on people, especially since a certain someone kind of deserves it. But I don't want to keep reliving all that kind of stuff. I don't like having to relive all of these things. If nothing else, I'm just gonna make jokes about it. Jokes are kind of as far as I would willingly want to go, because some of the stuff is kind of rough. But yeah, we'll get there. I guess let's just go ahead. I don't know. Start off with like January. Remember like the start of the year. I know the start of the year I was kind of like not feeling the greatest, but like things started off okay. I'm like. Kind of funny how like the first like proper video of the year was him forcing my sister to play Cataboy. It's like that was like when I started getting my sister involved with some of my videos, which is always fun. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm just like going back to like some stuff. It's like I don't know. I'm like honestly, there was a lot of stuff. It's not really there's not really a whole lot to really like say, I guess, about like January. It just went well. Just consistently, like, a lot of my videos did pretty well during this time. Like, everything was going fine. At absolute most, like, I was chilling with friends and all that, having fun. There's, like, a couple, like, some, like, squabbling here or there with some people, aka a person, who. But, overall, it was a fine month. Like, it was, like, the start of my second semester of, sophomore year. Which overall went pretty well. Had like one class that was kind of bad, but like it was honestly just like it was a fine semester. I don't know. I don't remember being that bad. Outside of the one class, and even then the one class was more kind of sucked, but at least it was easy. So, but yeah, I'm like going to like February. Just kind of doing what I usually do. Some stuff with that. Oh yeah, the FNAF archive, like. Zeku, I don't know how you say it. Zeku 37. I've never figured out how to pronounce that. It's like I know there was like some like personal like inner drama in the making of that video. But it went fine. It was like again like nothing like overall. It was kind of a nightmare. Well, not really a nightmare, but it was definitely like a mess. It was kind of like not fun kind of drama. But like you know, we figured it out. We got through it, no problem. Like we lived. You know, stuff like that. Let's see, going into March is kind of like more like the same. Just yeah, the first half of the year honestly wasn't like that crazy. Again, like the only bits of drama was like inner drama with the friends. My dog is whining for some reason. What? Anyways, where was I? Yeah, I don't know. March went fine. And stuff. I don't know. April Fool's quitting YouTube video. Whoa. April Fool's, buddy. Hee hee. I do know. Okay. You know, I will say, I say like the first half of the year went well and that there was no real like stuff or whatever. I do remember, like, I'm looking back and I'm kind of like, okay, I'm pretty sure there was like some like personal, like mental stuff here or there with like my content. But like, I remember, I guess it wasn't that crazy considering I don't remember it being like, I guess it must have been like not the worst thing ever considering I don't remember like feeling all that down during the early bits of the year, though I'm sure my friends would probably tell me otherwise. I'm like, it's, you know, I don't know, just kind of whatever. Anyways, yeah, we got April. April was actually a pretty good month, like in terms of like some of the YouTube stuff, like got some pretty big like videos going on here. I remember like April, that was when I started making like .exe stuff with like the funny like editing with like reaction images and whatever. You know, putting a little more effort into the editing stuff. It's really goofy, but you know what? It works. It was totally fine, you know? And people seem to enjoy it, so... Oh yeah, April is also when I reacted to Indie Cross. That's become like my third most popular video ever, which I'm like, what? That's crazy. That's pretty cool, even. It's like fun stuff. I'm like, yeah. I don't know, not really much to say there. Like, everything's going well. Same thing with like May. May was kind of like... like, that was kind of when I started like to actually like... That was pretty much like the end of like the semester, just kind of wrapping things up a bit. Probably a little stressful in that one. Well, that was when I hit... May wasn't when I hit 3,000 subscribers. That's crazy. It's like I hit 3K this year, and then, you know, I've doubled that now by like towards the end of the year, like by now, which is really cool. But yeah, just like more like stuff, just consistently doing pretty well overall. Like some stuff, like some videos doing way better than others, yeah, but like, you know, overall still going well. Oh, I guess it's like May was when I started actually playing Eternal Towers of Hell. There we go. That's like a game I've definitely like been playing quite a bit on this channel recently, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So, but yeah, I also know this was like kind of like starting to get to a. This is also around the time I started like, I'd say like do a lot more. I mean, I was already doing a few things here or there with like some friends, mainly like back when I was in like the Cow Crusader server, and even now with like the Cow Church and all that. Like, I would do the occasional video with some people here or there, but like I know like especially like that like starting from here, like I started like doing more stuff with people a little more often because it was just fun to do. It was fun to just hang out with friends and just screw around. My dog is still whining. What? What? What's wrong? What? Hi. Alright, what was I just talking about? Like, yeah, I was gonna say doing stuff with like friends and all that. Started doing that more often this year, which was great. Just having fun with that. Yeah. I'm like, again, like, it was just more of the usual stuff. A lot of things were just kind of, I remember just things going well. Things have been kind of chill overall. So, like, you know, like, again, this, like, the first half of the year is overall, like, been, like, fine, you know? It's been very relaxed and all that. June rolled around. It's like, I know, like, June was kind of fun because, like, I got to go to the Mall of America with my family in Minnesota, so that was great. It's a lot of fun doing all that. And then, like, right after, it's like, oh, hey, Cowboy Forever released. And I hopped on that as soon as I could. And, like, I did some stuff with Cowboy Forever and just some other stuff, and we just, yeah, like, all this and that. Just hopping on some, like, stuff here or there. This is also when I played Versus Rewrite, which also blew up. Which, I need to get back to Cowboy Forever. I haven't played that in several months. It's like, I meant to get back to it a bit ago. But, like, a lot of stuff was kind of going on. I just kind of didn't want to, like, do Cowboy stuff for a little bit. But I should get back to Forever. It's like no one's playing it, and I feel bad, and I, you know. Um, but yeah, just some more stuff. A lot of like the Ito stuff was starting to do pretty alright at that point. Yeah, it's like yeah, June was overall like yeah. I remember just June being a fine month. It was kind of the calm before the storm, so to speak. I'd say I guess. Because, like, yeah, things, like, July was kind of when things really started to take a bit of a turn for, like, the not-so-amazing. It's like, because, yeah, it's like, you know, going fine and all that. It's mainly just, like, especially the, like, early July was kind of when a lot of, like, the personal stuff, like, some of the personal, like, drama, like, whatever with friends really started to get to a point where it's like, oh, it got kind of bad. And it got to a point where it started becoming less like a personal thing and more like stuff actually like started happening that became more public. Like July was kind of when stuff with the Toffee situation happened. I'm not gonna go into much detail. I'm not gonna go into too much detail about it because like I've already talked about it a bit in like previous stuff. All I will say, it's like yeah, Toffee like was talking to someone who was kind of disgraced from the cattle community for good reasons, and he got in trouble for that. I'll just go ahead and like say this now though, like, I mean, the situation's been done and dealt with. Like, Toffee was forgiven for like all the stuff, because like really, it just kind of boiled down to good intentions, not good execution kind of deal, like a lot of like mishandling stuff. It was nothing career ending. It's like, he took some time away, he got better, and pretty much everyone else is like, I think everyone is overall a lot more chill with the guy. Maybe not willing to talk to him as much. I'm kind of in the boat of like, I'm chill with him, but I'm not really gonna like go my way to talk to the guy as of right now. But yeah, really like, honestly, the only real thing to note from this situation was it was like the situation where I cut off he who shall not be named, aka Mikey Boy. You know, I finally name dropped him, guys. Holy frick! Because like yeah, he handled that situation terribly and basically made it all about himself and was honestly the one who got in the most trouble from the situation. Like, it didn't even really become much of a Toffee situation. It became more of a Mikey situation. Because basically, he tried to, like... Considering, like, he tried to start a lot of arguments and this and that. He tried to start a whole lot of things. I'll link... There's a video in the top right. I'll link that, link the video in the description as well. Like, again, Mikey will become a lot more prevalent in a bit. But yeah, I'm like, he shot himself in the foot, and then did it again, and now he has no legs by the end of the year. So yeah, I'm only really bringing this up for context and stuff, and again, just to kind of put it out there, like yeah, no one, like Toffee, everyone, like the community's on better terms with him. Like he's definitely a lot better than he's been, so which is great, good for him. I'm happy about that. Again, I'm chill with them. In fact, I think I just like replied to one of his tweets, like talking about like just whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'm chill with you. There's no bad blood, you know. I'm gonna bring this up because you know it's one of those things where it's like I want to talk about the stuff that happened this year, just to be kind of honest and to talk about it. You know, talk about what happened and all that. I'm not doing it because I necessarily want to. And I suppose I could like just not talk about it. But, like, again, I like to be, like, open about these, like, all the stuff that happened throughout the year and just kind of be open about all that. So, you know, all that kind of fun stuff. Though, yeah, I just know July in general, like, because, yeah, that was when I also, cause, like, after that situation, some other stuff, you know, Mikey Boy said he would take a break, only to not do that. He got called out, and the next thing you know, he throws a hissy fit. Like, the most childish fit I've seen from a grown man. Which resulted in, like, the Cataboy server getting completely deleted and all that. And some other stuff. Like, that's why the server is gone, and now there's only, like, basically, like, unofficial community servers. Though I know the one by Cannon Draw is doing, like, the one Cannon Draw that's, like, currently, like, he made, and, like, I think it's also, like, running it. Like, it's going a lot better than how, like, the other server went, to be honest. Mostly because it's a lot more just, like, laid back, and, like, you don't got an owner who freaks out over the smallest things. We'll get more onto that later, because, like, yeah, Mikey was just You know, looking back, he was very overreactive to everything. But I've talked about that more in detail in like my video, like responding, talking about the guy. Move on from that. I know this was when like the cattle church was like created though. Like this was around that time, mostly because like, again, the result of the topic situation was kind of like I and like probably a couple people kind of decided to like step away from the Cattle Crusader server and just the group as a whole. For me, I stepped away from the Cattle Crusaders server as because I felt like I didn't do a very good job at like keeping these under control, and like there's also some other stuff I could have been better about. And just, I didn't really feel comfortable being in the server anymore, so I just kind of stepped away from it. It's like the only real silver lining was, yeah, the Cattle Church was created because of that. And like, you know, kind of unfortunate circumstances for it to be created under like drama. But also, Cattle Church has been one of the like most supportive and like awesome friend groups I've been a part of, so, you know, like that's pretty epic. I'll go into more detail on them later because like they've been awesome. They've been really cool. Things like, you know, bad thing happened, caused a whole lot of stuff, but like caused a good thing to happen. You know what? Everyone has overall gotten better since then. So aside of Mikey, but like you know, Mikey's Mikey. So moving on from this, I'm like July. Yeah, outside of that, I mean, July went fine. It's like more stuff just kind of going well in terms of like the YouTubes. And like overall, the summer as a whole went overall fine outside of like that. So like, yeah, it's like, you know, Mall of America, and then just kind of just chilling with like a lot of stuff. I was doing theater. I was doing like a summer show, for like theater stuff, which was kind of when the toffee situation started going down, which was funny. It was funny timing on that one, but overall, I mean, yeah, there's nothing too crazy going on there outside of that. And then yeah, it's like, I think from there it was basically like, yeah, August rolled around, and August was an exciting time, honestly, because kind of like, you know, it was the end of the summer and all that. It's like it was approaching the end of the summer. You know, we were just kind of doing our own stuff. Everything was going, you know, we were doing stuff. It was going great. You know, August was when I uploaded my most popular video ever. That was like the Sark 666 video, and like that video has recently reached like 100k views, and I'm like, what? I was not expecting that video to like do as well as it did, but it did. It got noticed by people like Toadbub, and I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, crazy stuff with that. Like, man, it was nuts. It was nutso. It was great. Yeah, like August was also exciting because that was when I was moving in. I was moving into the apartment I stay at for college. I was able to get me and my college friends. We were able to get an apartment together, and now I was like my friends or my roommates kind of deal. And like the apartment's been very nice. Like it's kind of been like a home away from home. It's great. And yeah, just chilling with all that. It's like starting off the semester. It was exciting because it was going to be like the start of like junior year. I was enrolled in like I don't talk about this often. I was going to college because I was initially enrolled in early childhood education, working as like a teacher. Like that was going to be like my career of like a preschool teacher kind of deal. I say was for a reason. We'll get there. But it's like, you know, it's like junior year was going to be the year I start like doing the courses and stuff that like, ooh, I'm excited for. I want to do. I want to get all this done. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so awesome, y'all. But yeah, so it's like that was exciting. So like getting like all situated and then getting all ready with that, it was great. And then, you know, more of the YouTube stuff going well and all that. It's like it was a good start to the semester, all things considered. Like it was all to a good start. And then September happened, and then everything just like, oh my goodness. Because like September, oh boy, September was when more stuff with Mikey Boy happened. Mikey was basically like talking smack about the cat community over stuff that he caused himself, and that kind of snowballed into Mikey being exposed for a lot of stuff he was exposed for, the grooming and like this and that. Like, again, watch the video I made on him. Like I go into more detail about it, and I don't want to go into too much detail about it here, but like, yeah, that all happened like early September when it's like, yeah, all that broke out then, and it was a lot to take in all of a sudden, especially since all that information came out literally the night I was going to get on the train back home so that I can go on vacation with my family to Orlando to celebrate my sister's birthday. Like, literally the night before I was getting on the train, all that stuff broke out, and, like, it was not good. It was not a good, like, time. Um, yeah, I had a really bad mental breakdown during that. Full stop, like, full honesty and all that, but I'm not gonna go into too much detail on it. Again, I don't like reliving it, but, like, it's just for the sake of transparency and all that. It's like, if you really want to go out of your way to look for the things I was talking about, like, when this whole thing happened, like, started, you can. I'm not going to encourage it, considering I don't know if y'all want to see me have an absolute, like, a straight up mental breakdown on camera, but, you know, it's something you could do if you really wanted to. So yeah, that was definitely, like, you know, and I know some people might be like, I'm sure I brought it up in the video, but, like, I made the video on Mikey, like, in, yeah, like, late September, even though everything broke around early September. I just did that because, I was gone for, like, over, like, 10 days or whatever at Orlando with my family, having fun there. And that trip was great, by the way. Like, it was definitely a very nice trip. It definitely took a lot of things, like, took the edge off of a lot of things. So it was a great trip. Like, the situation didn't affect that at all. Like, the trip at all, kind of deal, so. It's like, it was very nice. Got to celebrate my sister's birthday, had some fun, went to Universal Studios, went to Epic Universe, the new park that opened up recently. It was great. It was awesome. But yeah, because of, like, all of that and just, like, my, like, the way things, again, I could have done it the night before I left, but, like, I could not mentally handle that. Being real here. That's why I made the video I did, like, late September. Well, one of the reasons I did, and also because Mikey just wouldn't F off. He still hasn't F'd off, by the way. He's still around, but more on that later. But yeah, no, I mean, September was definitely, you know, that was definitely, like, a weird month. Because, like, it had the awesome trip, but then it's, like, all the stuff surrounding it with, like, oh my god, this person I was friends with for years and all that. Like, he was, like, a really close friend and all that. Turned out he is a groomer and did a lot of really weird stuff. But, oh well, I still joke about him because it's funny to joke about him. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me as much as it did. Because, like, I've moved on from it. I'm bringing this up just because I'm going to detail on the year as a whole. I'm not doing it because I want to. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that here. It's like, I'm not doing it just because I get off on, like, talking about Mikey. Because that is something he has said about me, and I'm kind of like, no. I just do it because you're a piece of crap. But anyways, moving on, I'm like, you know, outside of that, like, September kind of, yeah. Like, September happened, like, things or whatever. It was definitely, like, unfortunate, but okay, you know. We're going to October, the spooky month. It's going to be great. It's going to be so awesome. You know, it's like outside of me, yeah, it's like outside of me, like, don't get on Mikey here or there. Like, okay, this is gonna be a good month. It's gonna be a good, like, we're gonna finish. We're gonna go through the rest of this year. The semester's gonna go well. The semester didn't go well, by the way. The semester kind of sucked. I only liked, like, 2 of my classes, and I liked the 5 I took, and, like, the other classes absolutely sucked for me. Either because it was either, like, I just did poorly on, like, one of my class. It's either, like, one of my classes I just did poorly on. Like, I just could not, like, figure out. I could not figure out how to get myself out of the hole I dug myself during, like, that class. I just could not improve. And then the other classes just sucked. My teachers just were not good. Which was always, like, you know, exciting. Yeah, it was definitely, like, that didn't help anything. Like, it didn't help, like, a lot of the stuff. And yeah, it had a lot more, like, mental strain and everything. Like, this semester was, like, one of the most mentally, like, draining and taxing, like, semesters I've ever had. It was really hard to just kind of, like, find a motivation to keep myself going, to, like, not, like, lose my freaking mind. But, you know, what can you do? It's kind of like, you know, at the end of the day, I got through it, and you know what? I have basically changed my major, so I changed my major to something else. I'm no longer going to be a teacher. Oh well. What can you do? But yeah, I'm like, the rest of October went fine. I don't know, just kind of going through all that. It's like just the more like usual YouTube stuff goes on. Honestly, like YouTube in general was starting to do really well for me. It's like the past several months have just been like major growth on the channel. It was very nice. It was very awesome even. It was great. It was cool. I had a good time with it. And like, you know, I was getting a lot more like, I was reaching like some crazy milestones I didn't think I'd be reaching this year. And like, yeah, I was getting better like art and all that, and like a bunch of other things going on. You know, overall, I think we're going pretty darn well. And then by that point, it's like, yeah, November rolled around. Again, just kind of more of the usual stuff. November was actually, like, outside of the school stuff being bad, I mean, you know, the online stuff was overall, like, you know, pretty chill, very fun. It's like, my birthday, it was my, I turned 21 this year, which is crazy to think about. I'm able to drink, which is pretty crazy. And like, yeah, things were just, you know, just still chilling. Like, I was constantly, like, I was doing stuff with my college friends a lot. You know, doing a lot of clubs and this and that. I was hanging out with, like, the Caddo Church very frequently, just in calls with them. I'm like, life was on, it was honestly going, like, outside of school, everything was going pretty well, I would say. Just finishing up, just, you know, just trying to hope for the best on things. And then December rolled around, and December was a freaking weird month. Like, December was a very weird month, because, like, you know, I was talking about, you know, also went on with Mikey and all that. Trying not to go into too much detail on things. I probably went into more detail on things than I probably should have, but, like, whatever. A lot of it was kind of dunking on the guy, so. But, like, I want to go into a bit of detail on this, because this is new stuff. I found out, like literally at the beginning of December, Mikey was stalking my Twitter account and whatnot, and also apparently stalking some of my friends and whatnot. This is stuff he has admitted to. He's admitted to this as well. I found out that he was stalking my stuff mainly because he blocked my private Twitter account, which I made, like, not even that long ago. Basically, he shouldn't know it exists. And I kind of realized, okay, he's definitely, like, stalking my stuff, and, like, I got some confirmation about, like, other people getting stalked as well, kind of deal. So I called him out publicly, and like basically like, hey, you little stalker, you're a coward. If you're gonna stalk me, you're gonna talk crap about me, do it to my face, not behind my back, you loser. And that kind of spiraled into a whole thing, because like Mikey started throwing another hissy fit, trying to basically like make me out to be the bad guy, and like a bunch of other things, and making up some really weird points about me. He brought up the fact he brought up me being a Christian for some reason, and basically saying, "Oh, you're definitely not a Christian, so you don't act like one." And he used that as like one of his big arguments against me, which I don't get. His whole like response to like my like thread and like whatever was really bad. He didn't really address like half the things he should have. He was also ignoring literally everyone else calling him out, which was very funny to me. He was only going after me because he is obsessed with me. He really wants me very badly, guys. Like, it's like, man, this is the same guy who had some very interesting dreams about me and my character. He really wanted me. You know? So that was fun. You know, just dealing with that. Honestly, like, it was a whole thing, and, like, Mikey basically learned nothing from it. He's still around. Like, he's still, like, doing stuff. I'm not gonna go into much detail on, like, where he is now and what he's doing, especially since, like, that's, like, I saw his Blue Sky accounts, I think, are gone. The only account he has online is, like, a Twitter account, and I'm not gonna go into detail on, like, what's on there, because it's very, like, it's one of those things where it's an incredibly NSFW account, like, mostly just NSFW stuff. Like, it's kind of insane how full of, like Rule 34 stuff is on there. It's kind of nuts. It's also kind of, like, yeah. It's like, honestly, as is, like, calling him out publicly on Twitter, I kind of felt, like, a little icky about, because it's kind of like, I'm calling out this purely NSFW account, basically. And, like, you know, I'm showing, like, screenshots and that, and, like, you know, because, like, I'm not going to deny the fact that I have I have a following of, like, a lot of, like, younger people who are not, like, adults kind of deal. So it's kind of like I didn't want to like call out the NSFW account because it's an NSFW account and it's very easy to access, especially since he has like Mikey's made that account public. But it's kind of like it's one of those things where I kind of feel like I had to call it out because I'm kind of like I don't appreciate him stalking me. I don't appreciate him stalking my friends, kind of deal. Yeah, like I feel like I had a bit of a responsibility to like call that out. And you know what? If nothing else, I mean, everyone was on my side basically, like calling out the guy. Like he kept trying to defend himself. Nobody was like giving a crap. And like honestly, it's pretty clear. Like Mikey is only going to be remembered as a toxic a-hole, or as an absolute, as just a major gooner. And like literally, those are the only two things he's going to be remembered for. And I think that's really funny. So you know, that's like. You know, I crack jokes about him all the time and whatnot. He got on my case for like cracking jokes and like not moving on from the situation, which is funny because, you know, I did move on. Cracking jokes doesn't immediately mean I'm still trying to drag things on. I'm just cracking jokes at crappy people because I like to crack jokes about garbage human beings. But yeah, so that was a fun thing to deal with. And then yeah, there was like finals. Finals was a really stressful time. Though one of my final exams was also like not like a very unprofessional exam. It was the worst exam I've ever taken, with amazing questions such as conditioning. That's the question, conditioning, or blends all three approaches. It's so awesome. Or the test measures what it says it will measure. You know, stuff like that. It was an awful exam. Like I didn't even do well on it, but that's just because of how like poorly formatted it was. So yeah, finals didn't even go that well. And then for some reason, YouTube decided to slap me in the face because I took like, you know, there was a gap between like uploads for a bit because I was focusing on finals. And YouTube slapped me in the face for it. Like, you look at like some of my videos, it's kind of like I was struggling to even hit 100 views for like a week's worth of videos. It's like a couple videos have since gotten over 100. And then stuff like the Cowboy fan game video did really well, and then reacting to Citadel of Void from like Ito did okay. But yeah, like my views took a major like hit, and like I'm honestly a little like concerned about how long that's gonna last. But you know, I'll keep fighting. I'll keep like trying to do stuff. It'll go fine, I'm sure. So yeah, it's like getting slapped by YouTube, and then you know finals going poorly, and then getting stalked by an ex-friend. Like, you know, it's always fun. It was interesting. At least the rest, like the end of the month, has been fine, though. It's like, at least, you know, winter break has been going really nicely. It's like, it's been nice just kind of at home and just relaxing. Christmas went very nice, very well. I'm excited for New Year's, you know? Like, at the very least, the month's ending off on a good note. You know? Like, it's ending off on a nice note. Like, things are going well overall. I'm like, just kind of taking things chill. I mean, yeah. And yeah, that's kind of been like, I think that's kind of like a lot of the main stuff to cover for like the year. How long have I been going for? Alright, I'll be going for like 36 minutes. Jeez. I mean, I'll cut some of the stuff out because like, there's some stuff, but you know. But you know, overall, I mean, yeah, this has been an absolute mess of a year. But like, it's been like the worst year ever, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. There's been a lot of pretty, like, yeah, a lot of stuff happened. Like, it's not the worst year I've ever had. Not the greatest year by any means, but, like, it's been a lot of highs and lows, you know? It's been exciting. For all of the right and wrong reasons, I guess. But I will say, like, overall, I am excited for the new year. I know, like, previous years I've kind of stayed, like, yeah, I'm not really looking forward to the year. I don't know how the year's going to go. I'm kind of nervous. Honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to this upcoming, like, year. This upcoming semester and all that. Like, it's going to be definitely a bit of change going on with that, considering new major. I'm also going to be getting a job during this semester. I absolutely need to get one, because this is, like, I've been able to get by without one, but, like, this year I definitely need to, like, lock in on that. And then, yeah, I'm honestly kind of excited, like, outside of YouTube hitting me in the face a bit, like, I'll recover, like, I'll be fine. I will figure things out. There won't be many problems, I'm sure. But yeah, it's mainly just gotta figure out, like, okay, just gotta get better, gotta get, like, more stuff done. And honestly, I have, like, a couple, like, ideas for, like, next year that I'm excited to, like, try and do, especially on, like, YouTube stuff. It's like, I know I said like this month I want to like do some like more in-depth like edited videos, like analysis of stuff, some reviews. I'm gonna try to see if I can like do some more review type videos this year, some analysis of analysis of stuff. And now I can't speak, you know. Just more like, just have more like scripted content, you know. I enjoy doing the gaming stuff and like reacting to stuff and whatever, but like I also have always had a bit of an interest in more scripted, you know, highly like edited stuff. And I hope that this year can be a year where I start to like hone in on that a bit more, because that would be awesome. And yeah, it's like some more goals. It's like I want to try to see if I can hit 10K subscribers by the end of 2026. I do believe that is something I can do. In fact, like I'm honestly pretty confident I can reach that goal next year, and I think that would be very awesome. And I'm excited to see if I can like do that. I'm also gonna try to see if like next year I can like stream more often. I don't know. I haven't done much live streaming this year. Like I've done a couple streams here or there, but they've been very spread out kind of deal. You know, it's like, heck, I've only done like 3 streams this year actually. Ouch. Like I did a stream in August, September, and then December. So I definitely like next year I want to start doing like streaming a little bit more often. So I know 2024 I was doing a bit of streaming, but like yeah, maybe like this, like 2026 will be the year where I focus more on like do some streaming, have some stream highlights edited and all that. Just kind of like, it'd be easier to just stream anyways, because it'd be like taking out the editing process. Then I just like interacting with people. So I definitely want to do some more videos with my friends, with the Cow Church, and maybe some other stuff with like other people and all that in the future. I want to see if I can maybe I know I've thrown out ideas like maybe get my college friends involved with like some YouTube stuff here or there, so that could be fun. I'm like, honestly, you know, this year was a bit rough at times, but like compared to other years, I'm actually like, I'm hopeful for next year. I think next year's gonna go better. You know, a lot of crappy things happened this year, but you know, it helps when you have people you can like fall back on. You know, you know, I've been talking about the Cow Church, but I also, you know, I got my friends in college. You know, they're really cool, very awesome, very chaotic. You know, it's like all these friends are my roommates. You know, been hanging out with them a lot, playing Dungeons and Dragons and this and that. Like it's been, like they've been really awesome. You know, like I said, the Cow Church is easily like one of the most supportive friend groups I've also been a part of online. They've been very awesome, and I love talking with them, and like they're very cool and epic. No matter, despite Mikey saying we're like a toxic family or like whatever, like despite Mikey saying we're like a toxic group and like we hate each other, we don't. We have our issues, but we talk about them, you know? Like we've been having the most fun we've had since like the Cow Church was created, like, you know. And then yeah, it's just like, you know, been talking to my family a lot about some of the stuff going on in like my life and all that. It's also kind of interesting. Some like my other some more extended family have actually been like seeing some of my YouTube content and stuff, and like seeing like, some of my artwork and everything. And I think that's just really surreal, you know. It's like I got more of my family like aware of like my internet shenanigans, which I think is very funny, but also kind of awesome. It's like I was talking to like one of my family members during like Christmas Eve, and like talking about like the fact like, oh yeah, they've been like watching some of my stuff, like watching some of my Sonic.exe content, and I'm like, what? I think that's really cool, but also like it's crazy to think about that. And also like, you know, it's like some of my art stuff as well has done like well, you know, the keychains and stickers I've like made. Like my mom bought like the whole like sticker and like keychain set, which they're massive. These are like huge keychains, huge stickers. I'm gonna make smaller versions of them soon, I promise. So like apparently my mom was passing them out to like coworkers, and like they loved the art, and I'm like, what? I'm like, it was like, you know, my family's aware of my art and all that. They love my artwork, and like, huh? It's crazy. It's awesome though. And like genuinely, like it's stuff like that and everything else that kind of like really helped me with like, even with how mentally crazy this year was, genuinely like they have been so kind and helpful and like encouraging to me and like what I do. And it's made this year so much better. And like now I'm not feeling all sad, you know? I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this new year. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great and stuff. It's gonna be so epic. It's gonna be so it's gonna be great. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I really wanted to say. I'm like, again, just kind of going over the year. There's not really much else to talk about. I'm hoping this year can be a lot more cool things can happen this year. I'm excited. And I hope you guys are too, because, you know, I got some ideas. I got some ideas in store, and I think it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be cool. Yeah, I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this off here, though. Thank you guys for watching. Happy New Year, y'all. And hope 2025 was better for y'all than it was for me. Like, you know? Well, like, hey, you know, at least we got 2026 to look forward to. Hope y'all have a good New Year's. Y'all stay safe and stay warm and all that. Like, comment, subscribe. You know? Yeah. I'm excited for this next year. Hope you guys are too. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.